Hey everyone, it's Catherine. We're gonna do this video sitting down for a change because I'm in a mellow mood. It's probably relevant. I feel like college is this wild, exciting, surprising time, and then the period after college, pretty mellow. No one really talks about it too much. I haven't even talked about it too much. It's weird that I haven't really talked about my experience transitioning out of USC. I'm almost coming up on a full year not being in college, which is wild to me. In my last video, which was a vlog, I fully admitted that I am loving life after college and that I'm really happy with where I am and what I'm doing, and I committed to talking about it more, so this is the first step towards that future of the Katherout channel, now that she's not in college. My senior year, I didn't give too much thought to what my life would be like a year from then, just because the last semester of college is so overwhelmingly great / stressful / emotional that you just don't have the time to kind of future reflect, if that's a thing, on what the next chapter of your life is going to be like. I pretty much just thought life after college, especially in an office scenario, would be very dull and just sort of routine and not a lot of room for creativity, or just thought there'd be nothing too remarkable going on. And honestly, that's kind of, it's right in some ways, wrong in others. Life after college definitely does become more routine, but honestly in a favorable way, because I felt like in college I never really had a day-to-day expectation of what my schedule would break out into. Obviously I had a Google Calendar every single day, but it was different every day. I'd have different meetings with people, or different lunches set up, or different club events happening, and so there was never a routine that I built myself into, to a point where I remember Austin was trying to get me to go to the gym more, and I just couldn't, we just couldn't find times where I could consistently go to the gym every single day. It wasn't like I could go to, unless I went at 6 a.m. every day, but even then there were some days where occasionally I would have to be up at 6 a.m. to prepare for something or to do something for marching band. So I loved that in college I could be very spontaneous with my time, and if I wanted to take an hour at 3 p.m. to just goof off, I totally could. But in the adult world, I know where I'm gonna be 8 to 5 every single day. And I know that if one of my friends wants to go to a museum opening at 1 p.m. on a Thursday, I can't do that. I know for sure what I'm doing Monday through Friday, which is kind of comforting. I'm the kind of person that likes to have that rhythm in place. And it means that I now do have a defined gym schedule, and I know that I have time in the evenings to do things because I don't have club meetings every single day. I guess I could join things and build up my schedule for time after work, but I know that I'm busy during work and that I'm free in the evenings, and my weekends I leave completely open. That is the most wonderful thing about life post-grad. And I remember my roommate in college, Talene, she had some friends that had graduated, and they would always invite her on camping trips and hiking trips, weekend getaways essentially, and there were sometimes she just couldn't commit to it because there would be a marching band practice or some ceremony she had to go to or a paper she had to write. And your weekends are kind of taken up in college. You might have actual commitments to do or jobs to work, but at least in the career I am in, my weekends are completely my own, which means that today I can do nothing until 3 p.m. and then finally build up the courage to film because it's a Sunday, or I could plan a weekend getaway for the next weekend with Austin and know that there's not going to be anything conflicting because I leave my weekends open. I have expectations for how my weeks are going to go now because they're much more stable. But that being said, during the 8 to 5 hours, I thought it was going to be so dull, but truly, I have not laughed until I've cried this much in so long. The entire month of March, I was working the longest hours I had ever, but I was also having the most fun. It was a lot of stress, a lot of fun though. It was kind of a harmony of both. I just never really expected that, and that's a huge thanks to my wonderful, wonderful coworkers, which I guess I'll talk about that in a little bit, because a different relationship than friends in college or roommates in college is coworkers post-college. But you're also sitting with the same people every single day, and you're working with the same people every single day. It's not like you can sit in a different spot in the classroom and suddenly be around different people. You know who's going to be taking your time and who you're going to be getting lunch with pretty much every single day. There's also sort of a few different modes to building relationships with your coworkers. They could be just people you see Monday through Friday, but But even just that, like even if you just see them at work, you still know so much about your coworkers. Like I know about their families, I know about their childhoods, I know about their relationships with their significant others. Like you just learn so much about people when you're going to happy hours with them or you're traveling to conventions with them. Like you just naturally learn so much about them that they definitely feel like friends, but friends that you don't have to make plans with outside of work unless you want to. So such a different dynamic versus being a student in college. I felt like everyone was just sort of on that level of being a friend, and there's a lot of people who make their coworkers their friend group, and like those are the people they get brunch with on Sundays, and those are the people they go out with on the weekends, and they go to wine tastings or do whatever you do with your friends. Like those people that you work with also are the people that you live with in some cases or have fun with. And it's weird when you're post-grad, because if you change jobs, suddenly you lose something with that friend group where like you're no longer sharing that one thing you mainly had in common with, but you'll still be friends with them, and then you'll build another friend group at your new company or your new team. And it's just a different dynamic of how you make friends after college, because I feel like all of my friends I've made through work, but then when I look at sort of my free time, I don't actually spend that much time with the people I've met at work. Like very infrequently do I hang out with them. And that's because my weekends are so sacred. Like the time you're not at work is time for you to relax and not have a to-do list and not have goals you have to hit, and you can have every excuse in the world to procrastinate. Like I had 3 things on my to-do list this weekend. I have still yet to do more than one of them. Like, and it's not even a big deal if I don't do them. It's kind of things I would like to do. Like, oh, I'd like to, write an article for LinkedIn, or I'd like to make this video, but it's not like anyone's holding me to it. Versus when you're at a job, like your manager and your coworkers, like people are holding you to deliverables. But on the weekends, it's up to you if you want to commit to things or not. Do you want to commit to going to the gym or not? Because no one's tracking you, like no one's expecting you to be anywhere. So I feel like I'm totally justified in not seeing anyone on the weekends and doing nothing, because I see so many people during the week and do so much talking during the week. Suddenly, my social group is a lot smaller, and I don't have that big of a problem with it because, like I said, my free time, sometimes I like just spending that alone. Even though I'm an extrovert, like sometimes I just like spending that time alone just because you don't get that when you're in college. I just feel like I'm so in control of my life now. When you have the certainty of having a job and therefore having like a quasi-purpose, not that we want to equate purpose with your job, but when you have something certain that you have every single day and you're getting your income from it, versus when you're in college and you're pursuing a major you maybe don't even want to pursue, and you don't know if you want to go for a graduate degree, and you don't know what city you're going to live in. Like there's a lot of uncertainty that just causes so much anxiety, and I feel like I'm so assured now. Like I know what I am doing. I like doing it. Do I know what I want to do next? Kind of, maybe not, but that certainty allows me to make a lot of other maybe more risky decisions, like changing up my diet or changing up my style or booking a ton of trips. Like without even fully trying to, I am traveling every single month until October. Like I have flights booked until October, which is wild to me. I never really traveled like that in college unless it was for a group I was involved with. And that's because I know like where I'm gonna be in a few months. Like I know I'm here and I'm rooted here, so I feel like I can make those decisions to spend that money and take that time, because I know that I have my life planned out for a few more months now. I just feel really comfortable with where I am. It's just been about a year. I think this transition is far easier than the transition from high school to college. I remember having a lot more insecurity and a lot more anxiety around that and around my friend group, and a lot of that is in part that I'm now back with my family, which is a huge support system for me. But in college they're kind of always tossing things up on you, like you're changing classes or you're changing where you're living, or maybe you're in an intramural sport that ends after the fall season, and so you have to kind of like readjust all the time. But I feel like I'm in such a stable, steady place that I've had a lot of opportunities to really get comfortable with where I am. And I would say I was probably kind of insecure for like 2 months, right around the time I started my job, but it quickly changed, and it changed without me even noticing it, to the point where now, like January until now, I have been so confident and comfortable. And I'm wondering if you can even tell that based on my social media or based on the videos I have posted, but I'm just feeling so good. And I it's so funny that people are so worried about life after college. Like once you do figure out like something that you're doing, like commit to something, and once you're in that something for a few months, like you are gonna feel leagues different than you did from senior year of high school to freshman year of college, I believe. Hope this video maybe calmed some of your nerves for those of you that are graduating. And how about you all comment down below one place I should travel once I finish my cycle here through October. Like, once I'm done with traveling in October, where should I go next? US, international, like pick a place, let me know down below. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching. Katherout.